I think I might just be a little naive, but I would say almost every single person I've interviewed, I've liked just as much Offset as I've liked them in that chair.
Interesting.
There's maybe a couple of people that I'm not so sure, but for the absolute majority, and again, it might be just because I'm naive, but
I think it also could be the type of podcast you have and the quality of guests you invite.
Yeah.
You might just be, by virtue of what you speak about and who you are, you're just interacting with people who are of that world, and you exist in a world of really kind, charitable, gracious people who are like interested in things that make them better. So even if they aren't a good person,
if they're sincerely interested in becoming better, then that's a sincerely
exactly.
cool thing. Yeah.
It's easy to like see. Also, you are speaking to people who like are asking big questions often, and people who ask big questions are usually pretty self-aware and interesting.
Okay.
So you're like, whereas daily, if you're like trying to have a conversation with someone about theology, like there's something about like when you can just tell someone goes, I don't get it. And they just give up on a huge question, like what the meaning of life is. And you go, what? I don't respect you anymore.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? How can you not care about this?
We won't say where we were, but you and I were watching somebody give a talk, and you said, I don't like him. Maybe you didn't say that, but you said he's trying to sound like he's speaking the way he thinks a male speaker should speak, or something like that.
He's doing an impression of what he imagines a speaker should be.
So
like he was,
break that open, not just him particular, but that trap we can all fall into.
Comedians do that a lot too, where they're doing an impression of a comedian on stage. And so then it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're doing an impression of yourself. People pick up on that. It's inauthentic. It's weird. It feels awkward. It feels infantilizing. Have you ever just like... It's like that youth pastor, like, gather around, y'all. We're going to rap about the Lord. And then he's got the guitar and you're like, ooh, not the guitar, you know? And there's something fundamentally wrong with a guy with a guitar who wants to talk about Jesus. But you're like, this is so inauthentic, like, and weird. I just think it's that. It's that where instead of someone going, I'm going to approach this as myself, they are playing pretend. They have another speaker
that they're
trying to invoke the feeling of that time they gave that speech, instead of saying, how did I feel about that speech? How will I convey that in my own personal way?
Right.
They're just,
and you can understand why people fall into it, because
100%.
they want to be not just liked, but effective. And they know this guy was effective, so I'm gonna mimic that. And sometimes subconsciously, I've shared this before, but my mate Chris Stefanick, when I started speaking back in 2010 or something, he said, is this yours or mine?
Yours.
He said, don't try to sound like Scott Hahn. Don't try to sound like he said, go out there and be big, goofy you. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
But it was good that he said that, because I suppose now I was cognizant, or am I just actually being honest? Even if honest isn't as good as I'd like it to be.
Yeah. No, totally.
It's good. It's better than artificial.
Honest is always better. It's not ideal. Honest is never ideal. But it's always better.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.